evening. My name is Patty Hine. I am a 67-year-old gender nonconforming Pacific Northwesterner, descended from settler colonialists who fled poverty and persecution in 18th century Northern Europe. I had the privilege of growing up working class, attending college, serving in the United States Navy, and later as a college instructor, until I retired 5 years ago to become a full-time community organizer with my wife, working on the most existential problem our species has ever faced: human-caused climate change. Tonight, I offer a eulogy as we celebrate together and say goodbye to the planetary home as we knew it, our Earth. I would like to start by situating ourselves in time and space in this unique moment in which we find ourselves. Close your eyes if you're comfortable, and slowly take a deep breath in and out, going inward. As you take a second and third breath, focus your attention on your body, how it's resting in the pew, and how you're feeling if it may be tense. With this awareness, and perhaps relaxing more deeply as we go, I invite you to join me in this vivid visualization. Our cosmos has no edges or limits. So in your mind, cast your gaze way out into the many universes that occupy this cosmic realm. It's black. It's infinite. Now consider our universe and the known galaxies within it. There are trillions. NASA's latest telescope recently revealed that what we had formerly thought of as stars in our universe, as seen by the Hubble telescope, turned out to be discrete galaxies of their own containing billions of stars of their own, as seen by the new Webb telescope. There are still big surprises. The Milky Way is a spiral galaxy. It's where our solar system is. It has several billion stars, but one particular and familiar one that we call the Sun. And around this special star orbit 9 planets. The third one, miraculously, is where we call home, spinning and orbiting for over 4 billion years. Earth has evolved over a stretch of deep time with extraordinarily unique features, such as the delicate and thin protective atmosphere that moderates solar radiation, and terrestrial masses populated by a shocking array of plant and animal species, many microscopic and not as yet even discovered. The land, it's surrounded by moving, mostly salty, water, teeming with life and shocking and lovely variety, utterly unparalleled in diversity and abundance. Words are really inadequate to describe it. Scientists understand there are up to 8 million species, but estimates vary widely. Sadly, all species are currently in decline, and over 100 species, not individuals, not populations, but species, are gone every day. They go extinct due to anthropogenic, human-caused climate change. And did you know there was a background extinction rate? The one that we're experiencing is 1,000 to 10,000 times greater. Astronauts report a deep sense of unfathomable beauty and tenderness as they look down upon our small but spectacular marble of swirling bright clouds, mountains, and rivers. They express dismay that civilization has artificially and most oftentimes violently divided up and tamed what was once wild and flourishing. In your mind's eye, from space, you can visualize the real effects of the accelerating heating up of our once stable climate, the bleaching of the Great Barrier Reef off Australia, the breaking up of the West Antarctic ice sheets, and the disappearance of Earth's once ubiquitous mountaintop glaciers. Climate change is also disrupting the global network of currents that connect the oceans with a slowdown of the deep, overturning circulation that carries carbon, heat, oxygen, and nutrients from Antarctica around the globe. And at the surface, ocean currents are becoming more energetic and unpredictable as they warm. Our Earth has a deadly energy imbalance, the devastating effects of which world leaders and extractive industries have known for over 50 years, and we are now seeing daily in the news. As we bring our awareness back to this room, we ask, how is it possible we're coming together to celebrate the life of the Earth as we knew it? How is it possible we are in the middle of the 6th great extinction? It's a long story. It's a story of our human evolution and our propensity to fear only near-term threats, ones that jeopardize our immediate safety. Climate change has been an evolving threat since the relatively recent advent of industrialization, and our brains did just not develop to react to it as the emergency that it is. This allowed for the burning of ultimately disastrous levels of poisonous pollution, relentlessly, very often invisibly, and certainly without accountability, dumping catastrophic levels of toxic waste into our fragile atmosphere and waterways, followed then by government and polluting corporations telling an unsuspecting public that it was all necessary and good. Nothing to see here. Cancer alleys, birth defects, brain damage, death from air pollution, from which, according to the World Health Organization, 6.5 million people die every year. Endocrine disrupting chemicals, diseases of despair, health indicators of every kind are falling. There is no end to the well-funded public relations and legal machinations of capitalism to hide its wanton disregard and disrespect for life and health, and its fierce loyalty to short-term profits at any price. So where do we stand? On the third planet from the sun, in the Western Hemisphere, midway between the equator and the North Pole near Oregon's coast in the Willamette Valley. In this space, in these bodies, through which, through no effort of our own, materialized here in this form, in this moment, where do we stand? Why are we here? To become conscious, to wake up, to be grateful, to be humble, to acknowledge our insignificance and the impermanence of it all, to accept responsibility, to act as individuals and collectively. I like what the writer Barry Lopez wrote in his book of essays by the name of Embrace Fearlessly This Burning World. He said, "We must overnight invent another kind of civilization, one more cognizant of limits, less greedy, more compassionate, less bigoted, more inclusive, less exploitive." End quote. It's up to us to invent it. We created this one, and we can create the next one. My friends, we've all left the Holocene, an epoch of relatively cool and stable climate, to arrive in the Anthropocene. After 200 years of no-holds-barred mining, deforestation, fracking, genetic modification, and burning substances that really belonged to stay in the ground. We have blown past the Earth's very limits. This eulogy recognizes that Earth will go on, but not as we have known it. Our Earth has a natural thermostat, unlike other planets that have lost their atmosphere and turned into hot deserts. Earth finds its way back from extinctions. But we should be prepared to say goodbye to the world of biodiversity, because we have exchanged shared prosperity and appreciation of beauty for convenience, excessive material comforts, indifference to the suffering of other living things, and the wondrous ecosystems on which all things depend. Clean rivers, clean air, and healthful and honorably harvested food. It's time to acknowledge the true histories of how we arrived here, driven by greed and money, an industrial civilization built on the mistreatment, cruelty, and violence of kidnapped, enslaved people and their extermination. But once told with honesty, we can stand humbly, make reparations, and live our lives protecting what is left, what we love, for the sake of beauty, for the sake of what's true, for the sake of basic goodness, which is our destiny, the stardust of this great cosmos.